Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Susan, and welcome to our lovely hatha yoga class. Today I'm going to do a two-parter, so I'll do about 25 minutes one part, and then we'll pause, and then we'll go to the second part. All right? Comfortable on your sit bones. Back is nice and straight. Shoulders are relaxed. I'll have to excuse the beautiful sunshine coming in. I haven't quite figured my window blind situation, so we'll take the sun while we have it. In any case, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Always try and suspend your breath just for a few seconds between the inhale and the exhale, all right? So today for our pranayama, we're going to sit in Hridaya Mudra. Hridaya means heart. So this is a heart gesture. This mudra helps to manifest and stabilize the emotions. Now, 2 fingers rolled in, ring and baby finger out. Thumb is out, palm up, Hridaya Mudra. Close your eyes. Let's take a nice long smooth breath together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Now I want you just to remember that whatever we do, if it doesn't feel good, if it's not going to work for you, you don't have to do it. So be very careful, respect your limitations. Don't force your body. You don't have to be aggressive in your stretches or your moves. Just relax. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. Let's continue on our own personal pranayama for the next 2 minutes. Slow everything down and just breathe. Now is the time to drop your day and settle your mind, and to set an intention for your practice today. Focus on any situation in your life that needs guidance from your higher self. It's time to lower the heart rate, lower our blood pressure, and lower our anxiety level. Try to find stillness in mind and body. Slowly bring yourself out of your pranayama. Let's bring our hands together. Let's rub them vigorously to activate our hand chakra. Hands onto your heart center, close your eyes. Let's take a nice long smooth breath together to tune out. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev. One more nice long smooth breath together. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's drop 3 fingers, preparing for Jupiter Mudra. Sitting nice and tall, take a big breath. And on the exhale, let's come up nice and slow. Sitting tall in the sit bones, let's wake up that physical body, let's wake up that spine. Just relax, reach, breathe. Breathing into Jupiter Mudra, which is good luck and expansion are activated when together focus your energies on breaking through barriers for 1 more breath. On the exhale, hands together, slowly bring them down, shoulder height. Sitting nice and tall, let's work the shoulders. This is called the seated hand clap, working on range of motion, mobility of the shoulder. So take it easy, go as far as comfortable. Let's go. Inhale, release the right arm, bring it back. Try to keep your arms shoulder height, go as far as comfortable, and exhale. Left, inhale. And exhale. Again, to the right, inhale. Exhale. And one last time to the left, inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into a back bend. Reach, breathe. One more breath. On the exhale, slowly bring your hands down. Gentle with the shoulders, come all the way down. All right. So from here, I'm just going to back up a little bit here. Now from here, what we're going to do is you're going to be leaning forward. So depending on how flexible and how strong you are, if you find that just putting your hands on the floor, leaning forward and keep bending the elbows is fine, you can do it that way. For those of you, I'm going to move my stuff over here, who are a little bit more flexible, if you prefer, you can reach out as far as you'd like. Now in this position here, try to keep your back straight, head level with your spine hinging with the hips. All right? Take your breath. On the exhale, just focus more on leaning forward. Like I said, if you want, you can reach out. Breathe, and let's start lengthening the spine, really releasing the muscles in the shoulders into the upper back and all the way down. Relax the shoulders, just breathe. Close your eyes. If that helps you, connect with your breath, just close your eyes. One more. On the next exhale, stay low, let's float to the left. Shift your body weight to the left. Weights on the left thigh, right hip on the floor, and reach. Now really get a nice stretch onto the right shoulder all the way down the right side of the body. Try not to lift the right hip off the floor, the right sit bone. If your right sit bone starts to lift off the floor, then pull back a little. You're a little too far. All right, shoulders are relaxed. One more breath. On the next exhale, stay low and let's shift our body weight all the way to the right. Moving your body slowly and very gently and very carefully, and reach. Now with this particular stretch here, you can reach with both arms, but if you find maybe focusing more on the left arm gives you a little bit of a deeper stretch, you have room to make little adjustments in everything we do. Find the place that feels just right for you. And maybe you don't have to go very far to get the stretch. Some people have to go a little deeper. All right? Just breathe. Now while we're here, let's release the tension that we hold in our face. So I want you just to really engage all the muscles. Just scrunch your face up as tight as you can and hold it. And then let it go. Let your whole face just go slack. Releasing the tension, let it filter through your body and sink into the ground for one more breath. On the next exhale, come back to center. Slowly bring yourself up, straight spine, roll the shoulders out. Perfect. All right. So left hand on the floor beside the left knee. If you have a block, you can use it. I'll show you the result, and I'll give you a couple of different ways to do this one here. If you can, get your left elbow on the floor without your right hip coming off the floor. If you find that's literally too much of a stretch, this is where our little block comes in, or if you have a thick book or something. And if you don't have a block to rest your elbow on, just put your hand out here, bend the elbow slightly. Don't even worry about getting the elbow on the floor. All right, you can do it that way if you like. All right, so I'm gonna put my hand to my elbow on the floor. Right hand on the right knee, sitting nice and tall. Let's go. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale. Now elbow and shoulder of the right arm, our left arm I should say, are lined up. The right arm is lined up to the side of the body, to the head and the shoulders. So you're not leaning forward and you're not twisted back. If you can lean a little further, get a deeper stretch. If you find that's literally too much, just stay here. And if you find that you want to just put your hand on your hip and do it that way, do it that way if you'd like. And let's get a nice lengthening of the right side of the body, right down into the hip. Let's go, one more breath. Exhale, right hand to right knee, take a breath. On the exhale, push away, bring the right shoulder a little closer to the left knee. You can keep the right arm straight. If you want to soften up the elbow, you can. And let's get a stretch into the upper back and the shoulder and all the way down. One more breath. On the exhale, bend the elbows, stay low, come to center, all the way up. All right. Now let's go to the other side. Right hand in if you're using your little trusty block. Now remember, with the block, you can use it anyway. If you find that you want to bring the floor up a little bit higher, you can change the position of the block and do it this way if you'd like. All right. Right hand here, or on the block. Let's go. Inhale up, left arm up. Exhale. Try to relax, just let it happen. Follow the breath, keep the breath going. Don't hold your breath, and don't forget to breathe. Every breath is long and smooth. On the next exhale, left hand to left knee. We move on the exhale, and I will try and cue you. On the exhale, push away. When I say the next exhale or your next exhale, I'd like you to try and move. Now let's really get a nice stretch into the left side of the body, the upper back. On the next exhale, bend the elbows, stay low, come to center, come all the way up. Perfect. Roll the shoulders out. All right. Now let's just, let's reposition our legs a little bit. Let's get into our little butterfly. So this is the butterfly or the bound angle pose. Now, make sure there's room between the heels and the groin area. Try to relax. This is a gentle hip opener. This is starting to release and stretch the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, groin area, and also the buttocks or the glutes. Now, 2 different ways to do this one here. If you find sitting like this is as far as you can go or need to go or want to go, stay here. Just rest your hands on your legs. Keep your back straight. Just hang out here and relax and breathe. But for those of you who want to go a little deeper, hands on the ankles, elbows on the knees, you can gently lean forward, all right? Again, your back is straight, head is level with the spine. When you're leaning forward, don't put too much pressure on the knees. Focus more on leaning forward as opposed to putting pressure on the knees, all right? Let's do it together. Big breath. Exhale. Try to relax your knees, your thighs, your hips. Just let it go. However you're setting yourself up in this particular stretch, just let it all go. Come back to the breath. Bring yourself right here, right now to the moment where nothing matters but how you feel right now, where you are, what you're doing, the position of your body, how your body moves, how it feels. And on the next exhale, come up slowly. Perfect. Okay. Now, knees together. Now, I'd like you to straighten the left leg. Now, the right foot into the cusp of the left knee. Now here again, if you need to support your knee at any point, you know, this is what your little block is handy to do. You can rest your block if that is a little better for your hip. All right, otherwise, foot is in the cusp of knee. If you want to slide it down around the ankle or the calf area, that's fine as well. We're going to focus on the left leg right now. This is a hamstring. We're going to work on the back of the leg. This is going to stretch the knee and the calf as well. So, again, your back is straight, head is level with your spine hinging with the hips. Both hands onto the left knee or the left thigh. Make sure the toes are pointing up to the ceiling always, all right? Big breath. On the exhale, lean forward. Now, if you want, keep your hands here. Those of you who want to go a little further, if you can even grab your foot wherever you are in your practice. Try to relax your knee and your thigh. If your knee's locked up, let it go. Relax your quads, let it go. Breathe. This is a dynamic stretch, so it's a very deep, you could really feel this one, isotonic or dynamic. You feel the activity in your body, and you should. Just sitting like this, leaning forward a little bit, you should feel it. Most people have very tight hamstring muscles, and that goes into the glutes as well. One more breath. Exhale, come up. Slow. All right. So we're going to go into a twist pose from here. So I'm going to give you 2 different ways to do this. Now, first of all, bring the knee up. Straighten the left leg. I'd like you to bring the right foot on the outside of the left knee. All right. Now, 2 different ways to do this one here. I'll show you both and you can decide on which one you want to work with. Now, if you'd like, you could stay right here, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the back, and you could do your twist this way. Now, for those of you who want to go a little further, let's get into our shoelace pose. So the shoelace pose, you'd roll onto the left hip, bend the left knee, the right foot is along, the left foot is along the right buttock, and this would be your shoelace pose. Now, once you're in this position, if you want, you can tighten it up or loosen it up. This is a lovely stretch. This is a position all on its own, all right? So this is a nice stretch, working the knees, externally rotating the hip, working the thighs as well. If this is going to be uncomfortable, come back to this one here. Okay, so I'm going to get into my lovely shoelace pose. I'm going to do our twist pose from here. And I'm going to give you another little variation as well. So even if your leg is straight, you can do it this way. If you want to go a little deeper and get into your half Lord of Fishes, elbow. Or your arm can be like that. Even with a straight leg, you can do this variation as well. So you can decide what's going to work for you. All right? So, big breath. Exhale. Your back is straight, shoulders are relaxed. Breathe. Shoelace pose, half Lord of Fishes, twist pose. Releasing the spine, keeping it nice and flexible and balanced and agile and supple. Releasing the nerves, the blood vessels, the muscles up and down your spine. One more breath. Exhale, come back to center. Very slowly, let's untangle those legs. All right, let's see if we can do this side now. So straighten right leg, left foot into the cusp of the knee, or slide it down around the calf if you like. Make sure that you're nice and comfortable on your sit bones. And let's work the right leg. Let's get the back of that leg, the hamstring. Hands onto the knee or the thigh. Again, the back is straight, head level with your spine. Take your breath. Exhale. You know, once you get into these stretches, once you find the place that feels just right, the breath is flowing, everything feels good, then you might want to go a little further. And every time you exhale, go a little further if you like. Or if you have to back up, you can do that as well. Everything revolves around the breath. If your breath changes, if it becomes labored or it becomes too quick or you lose track of your breath, then you have to reevaluate. Do a little checklist to see what you're doing, what position you're in. You might, that little adjustment, get back to that breath. The breath is there to guide you. One more. On the exhale, come up, slow. All right, let's try the twist pose from here. So, bring up the knee. Again, if you want to do your twist pose from here, you can do your half Lord of Fishes from here. But if you want to try the shoelace, roll onto the right hip, bend, bring the right foot along the left buttock, and try this side here, all right? Which is what I'm going to do. So, right hand on left knee, left hand behind the back. Take your breath. Exhale. Just relax, breathe, smile. You're happy to be here, happy to be on your mat. You've got that inner smile. So just let it go, just breathe. Relax. On the next exhale, come back to center. All right, let's untangle those legs finally. Okay, now let's straighten the legs into our staff pose. This is a neutral resting position, all right? Sitting nice and tall on your sit bones, I want you to point your toes. Left hand out, keep the hand open, bend at the wrist, slightly turn out to the baby finger. Keep your back straight, always being aware of your posture, shoulders are relaxed. And let's lengthen, stretch, and decompress the extensor muscles along the forearm, the wrist, and the hand. Breathe. And on the next exhale, straighten your hand, palms to ceiling, gently bring the hand back. One more breath. On the exhale, release hand on the lap. Now, if you can, let's get the heels off the floor. Let's try this side here. Straighten that spine, relax the shoulders, bend and slightly turn out. So lengthening, stretching, decompressing the tight muscles, releasing the discomfort of tight nerves, blood vessels, working on joint stability. These are called eccentric muscle contractions. This is what we're working on in our yoga practice. On the exhale, straighten hand, palm to ceiling, gently bring it back. And on the exhale, release. Heels on the floor, relax your knees and thighs. All right, hands on the lap. So let's do a nice finger exercise. So from here, all I want you to do is just lift each finger up. That's it. So we're working on mobility, range of motion, just loosening up those tight fingers, releasing the tight muscles, and also lubricating those lovely little joints. Sitting nice and tall, follow the rhythm of the breath. Inhale up. Just do what you can with your fingers. It doesn't matter if you barely move or if you're really flexible and you're really into your practice or if you're just a beginner. Do what you can and just enjoy where you are. Yoga is not about performance, it's about integrating mind, body through breath awareness. So it's all about the breath. All right, perfect. And once you get back to your thumb, bring your hands up, and I want you to stretch your hands up. Lengthen those fingers. Get a deep stretch into the palm of the hand. Keep that breath going. And then from here, let your hands just go limp. And I want you to roll the wrists out. And if you want, you can play piano with your fingers. Roll them out. Release the wrists. All right, perfect. Hands unlocked, roll the shoulders out. Okay, let's work the ankles and lower legs. So from here, I just want you to open up your legs a little bit. All we're going to do here is we're just going to do some little ankle circles in and out. That's it. Now, when you're working, we're going to articulate. Let's really work on the ankles, the foot, and the toes. Now, this is going to engage lower leg muscles as well, but try not to wiggle your legs when you're doing this. If they move a little bit, not a big deal, but just try and keep your legs nice and stable if you can. Now, you can lean back, relax, do it this way, or if you want to sit with a straight spine, keep your hands along the side of your hips. Whatever feels good for you. 3 in, 3 out, follow the rhythm of your breath. Let's go. Inhale around. Exhale, pause. Again, inhale around. When you finish 3 in, do the opposite. Just relax, smile, breathe. And that's it. And when you finish your last little circle, relax your knees and thighs, and let's just wiggle. Play piano with your toes, and if you want to do a little more circles, you can do a little faster if I can just. All right, perfect. All right, so from here, let's get into our table. All right, so from here, I want you to get onto your hands and knees. All right, now this is our table. Now, I offer little pads for my students. I've cut these out of a Pilates mat. If you find a little extra padding helps with your knees and your wrists, I'll tell you it makes a big difference, all right? Just a little bit like this. You can use a thin towel or a thin blanket or a really, really skinny pillow if you'd like. If that helps, just making things a little more comfortable. Now, into our table, checking your alignment. Ankle to knee, knee to hip, knees are hip distance apart. Elbows, shoulders, wrists lined up, head is level with your spine. Let's do some cat and cow. Inhale, head up, sacrum up, C-scoop spine. Exhale as you arch the back, chin to chest, belly button to spine. And again, up. Try to relax your thighs, let them go. And let's lengthen that spine, releasing the upper back. This is a lovely stretch for the lower back. Cat and cow, breath and motion, meditation and motion. Let's do a couple more. Inhale up. This is really good to stimulate your digestion and your elimination as well. And all the way up. And down. All right. Bring yourself to straight, neutral spine. Shake your hands and wrists out if you need to. If you find your wrist getting a little tense, a little tired, go on your fist. That changes the angle of the wrist a little bit, okay? That helps. And if anything, you can always double up your mat, make it a little thicker. Let's work the hip a little bit. Let's do a nice revolving tabletop. From here, take your breath. On the exhale, push the hip out to the right as you look over the left shoulder. Now the hip's not going to go very far, so you don't have to whip it out. Just push it out gently. This is a stretch for the hip abductors, the buttock, the lower back. One more breath. On the exhale, let's go. Swing the hips to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Keep that breath going. One more. On the next exhale, let's go again. Swing those hips to the right as you look over the left shoulder. And one last time. On the exhale, swing those hips to the left. Look over the right shoulder. On the exhale, come back to center. Perfect. And release the hands and wrists if you need to. All right. So from here, we're going to work our hip. We're going to work on our sunbird and our fire hydrant. So again, we're going to be on into our table. I'll do a quick demo. We're going to inhale, knee to elbow, exhale back. Inhale, knee to elbow, exhale out, side. Now, bring your leg back, have it level to your back, lower is fine. And when you bring your hip out, your leg out to the side, that's externally rotating the hip. So if it's not going to feel good for you, don't have to whip it up high, do it just a little bit. And if it really doesn't feel good, skip it and just go back and forth, working the buttock, lower back. All right, and a lovely mobility range of motion of the hip. Let's go. Inhale, inhale, knee to elbow, exhale back. You don't have to touch the knee to the elbow. Nice and stable. Inhale in, exhale out. Keep going. The only thing moving right now is that leg. The rest of your body's nice and strong. Anchor to the floor. One more. Working the abdominal muscles as well to help you move that heavy leg around. And out. And down. Rest. All right. Shake your hands out if you need to. Don't forget, go on your wrist if you like. Let's try this side here. Left one. Inhale. Exhale back. And out. Listen to your body. Again, if it doesn't feel good, please come out of it right away. Pay attention to what you're doing. Concentrate. Keep that breath going. One more time. And from here, when you finish your last one, knee on the floor. All right, shake the hands out. Let's prepare for child's pose. Let's take a little rest. Open up your knees a little wider. Take your breath on the exhale. Scooch back. Now, child's pose. Make sure your head and your neck are supported. You can rest your forehead on your stacked fists. On your block, stacked hands are on the floor. Child's pose Balasana is a rest, stretch, and a full body stretch, a rest in a neutral place, I should say. Now is the time to thank yourself for being here, for taking this time to relax, to stretch, to breathe, maybe to step away from the busyness of the outside world, or just turn the noises off, or you re-energize, or just maybe resetting that little button inside for whatever reason. So while we're resting here, I'm going to pause and then we're going to resume for part 2